Welcome, Crafty Friends, and Collins here for Pixie Dust Designs. Today we're going to be creating this floral card. Let me go over the products I use. I use the mini flowers. This die set is 16 pieces, but it cuts 20 because this one here in the corner, this is the flower centers, and it cuts 4 centers for you in one die. We're only going to use a few of the flowers today, and we're going to use the mid and the larger of the ones I'm pointing to here, like this little pansy one. I'm assuming it's pansy. Each flower set has 3 pieces. I'm going to use just the mid and the large, except for the little top one there that looks like a little star. I'm using the smaller one for a filler. We're also going to bring in the ivy leaves. These are 10 pieces. You have some of these create large clusters, like this one here creates a nice cluster, corner cluster of ivies. And then these here are also nice little clusters. We're only going to use a few of these leaves as our filler. So I went ahead and die cut our flowers and our leaves ahead of time. So I'm going to set them over here to the side so that we can work on them. To create our wreath, I used 2 basic circles from my stash to cut out a beige wreath. I'm going to keep it so that it blends into my background. For our background, I embossed a panel of cream cardstock, and then I did some splattering on there with some sheer shimmer spray in gold, and I have that ready to go. Well, let's focus on our leaves and flowers. So I'm going to set all my leaves to the side here. I've cut those out of 2 shades of green, a lighter and a darker, and this one I just snipped it apart. I'll show you what I do. I really just tear them apart, but you'll see, just for tucking around. For our flowers, I went ahead and did some embossing to them. Well, not embossing. Yes, it's embossing. I use a stylus to add some dimension to them. And then all we're going to do is adhere them. I'll show you here with my blue flowers what I mean. I'm going to bring everything and set it to the side really quick so that I can bring in my foam mat. This is just like a foam mat, had it for a long time. And then I have this little stylus here with a large bulbous end. And I just push down on it until it curls. And once it does that, let me see if you can see that, it curls. Then I push in the center, and that creates this nice dimensional flower. It curls up my petals. I don't have to do it individually. It adds nice dimension. So I'm going to adhere all our flowers and leaves to this wreath. The wreath is going to blend into the background. You'll barely see it, but it helps me with placement. So that's why I did it almost tone on tone for the background, so that the flowers would be standing out as our main feature. So all I'm doing now is adhering the lighter flower or the smaller flower to the larger one. So I cut the first one out of 2 shades of pink, this one here out of 2 shades of purple, a darker and a lighter, and then the last one out of 2 shades of blue. Now, this looks like a pansy to me. I'm not sure what the other ones, the top one looks like a carnation, the pink one. I don't know all my flowers, especially die cut like this, but use your imagination and use them how you feel fit. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and adhere our little wreath to our background. I'm going to go ahead and place that there as centered as possible. And I'm taking my time because I am adhering this to an embossed background. It takes a little longer for the glue to catch. And I'm going to arrange my flowers, decide how I want them. And I know I need to space them out a little bit more because I'll be placing the blue flowers in between. So now I can this is why nothing's glued down just yet. Now the larger flowers, I'm going to use some tiny foam adhesive to pop them up. And I'll do that to all 3. And then the smaller ones, I'll just glue directly to our card. So I'm going to grab some more of the small foam adhesive and place it on the back of each of these and then adhere them down. And now I know to scoot it over to make sure I have that spacing that I want. We're going to fill in the spacing with the blue flowers and leaves to create a nice full look to our wreath. I'm going to grab our leaves. I'm sorry, mine got tangled up when I put them back into my tray, so bear with me. And I'm going to adhere the darker leaves first to create that dimension, and then the lighter ones right on top. So I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive. And now with these being so thin, it's easy to curve it to adhere it to the curve of the wreath, which will help. This one I won't because it's like a this is a sprig that goes outward, it sprays out. So it fills in nicely. So these ones I will just curve a little bit to go with along the side there, press them in place. And as you can see, I'm putting more towards the center of my the spine of the leaves rather than the leaves themselves, because that way it's easier to curve and adhere, onto the wreath. So this one here, like I said, I tore it apart because it cuts two. It needs the center, solid. So I tore it apart so I can tuck it here and there. So I'm adhering the little blue flowers. As you can see, I did the same thing now with the light green. You won't see where I tore it. The flowers will cover it. So feel free to use your scissors or tear them, whatever works best for you. So I'm going to tuck my other blue flower here. I'm going to grab my little pokey tool here so I can keep my fingers out of the way so you can see better what I'm doing. And go ahead and work that in there. I have one more blue flower to adhere. I'm going to put it towards the top here because there's more of a gap. And then the rest of the leaves I will tuck in to fill in our wreath a little bit more. These leaves are extremely versatile. They work beautifully with our mini flowers as well as all of our new floral dies that we have. You can also add them to just any image, whether it's stamped or die cut, which we have a great variety in the shop. I will have everything linked for you in the description below. So as we're filling in the rest of the leaves here to add to it, I'll decide if I need anything else. Once I know I like it, I can start adding some glue to the center of my flowers, not my leaves. And I'm going to add little gems. I chose little gold gems to put in the center. So it goes better nicely with the splatter that I created in the back of our panel here. On the back, not the back, the background. All right, so I'm gonna add a few more spread out throughout the wreath here. These are a little bit smaller, so almost look like little buds ready to bloom. So I'm gonna go ahead and place those. Once I'm happy, we can call it done. Now, I don't have a sentiment for this. I left it open-ended. I like having a few open-ended cards in my stash. So if a birthday comes up, I can then stamp or die cut a happy birthday and add it to it. All right, so we use the ivy leaves and the mini flowers for our card today. Again, I'll have everything listed in the description box below for you. Thank you for being here. I hope you found some inspiration. Here's another look at our card.